Hi guys, in this episode of RateK, I'm gonna be reacting to a boy group that I haven't reacted to in a long time. And that I think I only reacted to once actually, with what I think was their debut or something, that being the boy group LUMINOUS, and the songs of theirs that I'm gonna be checking out are going to be Wish You Were Here and Engine. Apparently, they might have another song called Creature, but I couldn't find a music video for it, and I don't know if there is one or there isn't, so I'm gonna leave it for potentially at some point if I react to some of their B-sides, because as I mentioned many times, whenever I react to like new groups, I need at least like 2 or 3 title track level songs to be able to decide whether I'm into the group or not. And these two are basically going to be the second and third song of theirs that I've ever checked out, so depending on how I feel about these two songs, maybe I will be getting into some of their B-sides. Though, I can't definitely tell you when it's going to be happening in terms of how long it's going to take, because there's a lot of other things that I do on the channel, a lot of other groups that I want to react the B-sides to, so it might be a little while until I get to reacting to B-sides by this group if I enjoy these two songs, so keep that in mind, I guess. Although, if you want it to happen sooner rather than later, you can always go through my Patreon and Coffee account and support me over there, because there is an option that I offer over there for demands for a reaction like that. But yeah, I think that's enough chit chat. Let's just get into the reaction and see how I'm gonna feel about these two songs. Starting off with Wish You Were Here in 3, 2, 1. Okay, right off the bat it sounds very different from what I was expecting. They definitely have nice voices. Honestly, not how bad. I'm definitely liking in this one. The only thing that can make it better right now if it was completely in English, and I'll explain why after the reaction. But like, it's basically perfect right now. These kind of songs which are emotional yet hard-hitting, I always love them so much. Like I said, the only thing that makes it better is if it was in English, because I would be able to understand the lyrics and thus feel the emotion of the song as I'm listening to it, which is not something I can do when it's just in Korean, you know? You know, this reminds me a little bit of my favorite Western group, that being the boy group Big Time Rush. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I feel like if you are a Westerner, you probably have. But they were a group made for like a TV show on Nickelodeon by the same name. and I loved watching that show as a kid, and I loved their music. They were the first group that I actually fell in love with, and they had this kind of like a warm, emotional yet hard hitting feel like what this song by these guys has. So yeah, it definitely is hitting the right notes for me, you know. And like I said, the only way it can be better compared to what it is right now is if it was in English, because this is the kind of songs like that I enjoy in English. Um, I've talked many times how when it comes to K-pop, I have different expectations and wishes for the songs that I listen to compared to in English, and that is because of the language barrier. Because when it comes to English, I'm able to enjoy more slow songs and like more ballad-like songs because I'm able to experience the emotion that the song is trying to convey in the moment because I can understand what they're singing about. But when it comes to K-pop, I can't really do that outside of like just reading the lyrics at the same time, which is not something I can do every time. So I'm not gonna remember all the lyrics. So it's not gonna be something I can experience every time I listen to a song. So that's why when it comes to K-pop, I basically look for other things to entertain me in the song. Like that's why I focus on the more energetic and fast-paced songs that can keep my attention and compensate for the fact that I cannot understand the lyrics. But there are some songs that are more chill in K-pop occasionally that still manage to like break through that language barrier and compensate for it and still made me enjoy it a lot. And this is one of those. I don't really have the time to react to it a second time, so we're just gonna go by the one reaction. But based on the way how I feel right now, there's a very big likelihood that I'm gonna be listening to this song outside of the reaction. It's not necessarily gonna be like my favorite song of the year, or not going to be like replaying it all the time, but it's definitely a song that I will be going out of my way to listen to when I'm like chilling at my PC here or something along those lines. It's a very cool chill bop, and I really really like it. Honestly, it's a pretty good song. In terms of a rating, it honestly easily could be a 10 out of 10. I feel like there's very little that can be improved to make it more impactful. There's definitely a little bit, but it's not much. So easily it can be a 10 out of 10. But if I had to give it like a better descriptor, I feel like it's more of a 9.3 out of 10 because I still feel like there's a little bit more impact that can be added to this song to make it a little bit more memorable, because right now outside of like the chorus, it doesn't really do much, so it does lose my attention a little bit, but I still enjoy it quite a lot overall. So yeah, I don't want to be too critical on it, you know, because it is a cool song that appeals to my tastes. But we still have one more song to check out, and I expect that that one is going to be probably more along the lines of the last song of theirs that I checked out, rather than what we got here, because this was, I think, a non-album single, but the next one was like, I don't know if it's an extended play or like whatever, but it was like a more of a proper like album kind of thing. So I'm expecting probably a higher budget for the music video and something like more proper. So without further ado, let's get into the next song, Luminous's Engine, in 3, 2, 1. Yep. This is more along the lines of what I expected. Okay, the chorus is kind of funky. I kind of dig it. Also, I really love this kind of hook here. It's very unique as well. Okay, I think I might have to listen to this one a second time, because I'm a little mixed on how I feel about it. No, it's really weird how some parts of the songs are really interesting and really fun, and some of the other ones are really somewhat boring. It definitely is a big departure from Wish You Were Here. It's interesting how every time we get to some of the parts that are somewhat boring and like I start losing interest in the song, it gives me another of the more interesting parts right there and kind of brings me back into enjoying it once again. It is kind of interesting and a little annoying, if I gotta be honest, because I want to be decisive in terms of my opinion for this song. Do I like it or do I not? But right now, I don't know. Because like parts like the dun 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 dun, like that beat there is really unique and really interesting, and I wish more of the song like played with it, I guess. Because I feel like outside of it, a lot of the song is kind of like generic, like the boys style happy boy group music, in my personal opinion anyway. But that part there has a little bit more of like a unique identity. So yeah, I don't know. It's still interesting though, because all songs of theirs that I've checked out so far, like their song All Eyes Down, Wish You Were Here, and this one are so different from each other. It's kind of wild. Like they don't really have I guess a style that they're going with. They're pretty much just doing everything, which is not necessarily a bad choice, but I feel like when you start off, at least you first kind of have to set up what people should expect from you, because All Eyes Down was fine. It wasn't anything like crazy. It was basically just another like a hard-hitting boy group song, which I personally cannot complain much because I like those kind of songs, but I know some people don't like that fact. And I do appreciate still like groups with a more unique identity rather than just another boy group doing another hard-hitting boy group kind of song, boy crush kind of song. But still, then we had Wish You Were Here, which was like a more of like a chill bop R&B kind of song, which I definitely enjoyed that one the most, and I feel like it's probably their best song so far that I've heard. And then there's this one, which is neither of the previous two things. It's more of like a playful, happy-go-lucky kind of song, which I kind of like, but I'm also kind of mixed. I definitely wouldn't call it great, because I feel like too much of it kind of fluctuates between meh and actually kind of fun. Like it fluctuates too much for me to really fall in love with it, but I kind of like it. I do think the beat that I talked about, like the dun 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 da da dun 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 da da, like that's really catchy and it's already kind of stuck in my head, but I don't really know about the rest of the song. And if I gotta be honest, even by the second listen, I feel like I won't really get much of an idea, because it has to be something that I experience, I guess, more of an in a long-term kind of situation, because it depends on whether long term I will enjoy that post-chorus hook, let's call it, enough that I would overlook the more meh parts of the song, you know? But there's definitely parts of the song that are really fun and playful, and I dig that. But still, in terms of rating for this one, it's gonna be a decently big drop to an 8.2 out of 10. But yeah, they're definitely a more interesting group than I thought they were going to be. They're not just another boy group with like hard-hitting and rap-heavy kind of songs. They have more cards up their sleeve, and I'm honestly overall pretty happy with that. So yeah, I don't know. I am curious though, what do you guys think about this group and these two songs of theirs? So comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 4 patrons on Patreon. Omar Brickman, Deadpool, Corby Dead, and Theo Rose Gelatly. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me, have continued to support me such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I am also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with someone who you think might enjoy. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!